Again, come on, forehand. Good. Ah. Oh no, the slice. Again. Oh, calm. Good try. Karla, I want to work a little bit on your running forehand. Your forehand is looking great when you're set, and even sometimes on a run is pretty good, but other times you revert to the squash shot. And often you're playing a defensive shot like this, reverse forehand, which is fine. That's what you're supposed to do. But I want you to improve your running forehands, your defensive forehands, so that you can actually turn defense into offense and start hitting very aggressive when you're on the run. But first, I need to do some tests. So what I'm going to do is a drill where I'm going to test your running forehand in 3 different ways. So first of all, it's always going to be coming from a backhand. So I'm going to give you a backhand first. Then you're going to get a forehand on the run that's in the court, shorter. So you have to diagonally move to it. Then I'm going to give you another backhand. Then the next one, you're going to run lateral and hit a forehand. Then go another backhand, and then you're going to get one that goes a little bit deeper where you might have to back up, okay? We'll just do a set of 6, take a little break, and then we'll do it again. All right, we're going now. Come on. All right, backhand. Come on, short and wide. Good. Backhand. Lateral ball, come up. All right, backhand. Short and wide. All right, backhand. Lateral ball. All right, backhand. Deep ball. All right, that was better. Good. All right, tell me, out of these 3 type of running forehands, which one was the easiest, which one was the hardest?
The easiest was like running here, I think.
Lateral, just straight.
Yeah,
okay, got it.
Was the hardest. Back up, it was fine.
Diagonally was tricky and backing up was fine?
I mean, I guess this is also diagonally, but this area I found easier than coming up.
There are a couple traps. So let's start with the running forehand that's also a diagonal one. So one trap is if you're coming in this way, and if you come in closed stance like this, you're completely locking your hip because your momentum is carrying you this way. And if this foot gets ahead of this foot, if there's too much distance here, you know, like you would do on a serve, you can't come out of this on a forehand when your momentum is carrying you this way. So what ends up happening is you hit the forehand side on and you can't rotate at all. So what you have to do is a dynamic movement where you're actually hitting off your dominant foot, happens to be your right foot, and as you're making contact, that non-dominant foot is in the air, and then you step once you start finishing. And when that's the case, when it's a dynamic movement, you are free to rotate your body and you can hit a much better shot. Now, of course, with any running ball, if there's time to get there and stop and load, so if you can get there early enough and actually stop and hit like this, that's a whole different story. You're going to be able to hit a very powerful shot. But what I'm referring to are truly shots on the run where you can't stop and load. Okay. All right, so let's try this one first. So start there. I'm going to give you like a wide short ball. You're going to come in. You're going to go like this. See, you hit it off the wrong foot there. Come on. Better. Yes. Not bad. By the way, it's also okay to take longer steps. You can time your footwork so that the steps can be longer. If that requires some setup, steps that are smaller prior to getting to the ball, okay. But when you're closer to the ball, a longer step will give you more balance. It will give you a better foundation. Come, 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 come. Yes, Karla, yes. Not bad at all. Yes! You're feeling more comfortable now with that running ball that's short. Okay, very good. Now the lateral one, there are a couple of options. See, ideally, you want to be fast enough, athletic enough where you can come here and actually play it off this foot and load. Now what happens at the high level is that players will hit it off their dominant foot, and because they have so much momentum going this way, they will go into the air and then land on this foot. And they will maintain balance perfectly. So that's something that's biomechanically correct. However, it's very difficult to execute because it requires a lot of athleticism. Often what happens if players try to hit a ball like that off their dominant foot, they lose balance and they're actually falling inside the stroke, and that influences the swing path, and now start making a lot of mistakes. So the better and easier option is to do a dynamic footwork very similar to the one that we did moving up, where you're going to time your footwork so that you're actually hitting off your right leg and the left leg is in the air as you're making contact, and that's going to allow your upper body to freely rotate. So it's a open closed footwork. You're not really open stance like this, you're hitting off this leg and allowing the other leg to come through like this. A much easier movement that can be executed really at any level. All right, here we go now, come on. There it is, Karla. Again, come. There it is, and come. Oh, I like that one, yes. Come on, let me see it. Okay, you took the step. You didn't take enough number of steps. You took a giant steps right away. Keep the steps normal. If you want to take a longer step closer to the ball, as I told you before, I'm not opposed to that. The wider your base is, the better. See, Federer used to take these gigantic steps on running forehands, literally like this on both the forehand and the backhand. So if you can time it so that long step is closer to the ball, you're going to have more benefits. But initially, when you're running towards the ball, you don't want the steps to be too long because you can't get out of them. You know what I mean? It's like this, getting to the ball. So keep the steps like normal in the beginning.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, we're going now. Come on. I had a little stutter step there. It's all right. Go. I like that, Karla. Come again. Okay, you kind of snatched at that one. You didn't really hit it fully. Good. And go cross court. One more, Karla. I like that a lot. Very nice shot. Karla, now you're going to have time to set, so you don't need the dynamic footwork. You're going to actually try to load. So I'm going to give you a little bit more height, less pace, and you have plenty of time to load. There it is. Now load. Yes. Get in there and load. You had time to load, but your momentum took you a little bit more towards your right, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? That's naturally what happens. See, like I said, on tour they get airborne and they're continuing to move to that side and they land on the same leg. All right, so there's no one size fits all. You can't say, I'm gonna load on all my forehands on the run, because you can't. Sometimes you don't have time and you will have to hit a more dynamic footwork. But it's important to practice both so you get enough muscle memory in both so they can be available for you in a match. All right, now we got one more running forehand to do, and that's the defensive one. So I'm going to put a cone right here and I'm going to push you laterally but also backwards, okay? So Karla, on this one, there are a couple of traps that you can fall into. So you never want to play the ball off your left foot and cross over this way, because again, you're going to lock your hips. So you want to play this type of ball off your right foot, and you want to make sure there's a distance between your right foot and your left foot. This is very important. The closer the feet are together on defensive ball, the more difficult will it be to rotate, and because you're going to lock your hips. The momentum is carrying you in the worst direction possible. It's carrying you laterally this way and also backwards. So you have to play it off your right side, and when you play this ball, you got to allow the left side to pull back like this so you can have full torso rotation. There you go, Karla. The rotation breaks that momentum and actually carries your body backwards but towards your left side. So the difference is, when you're running like this and you don't rotate, the momentum is going this way. But if you manage to rotate, now you break the momentum and you're still going backwards, but you are going backwards to the left. Okay, so there's a huge difference, because that backwards to the left perfectly accommodates your swing path, while just falling backwards to this way doesn't accommodate your swing path at all. Oh yes, Karla, nice. A little too much in the middle.
Like really weird.
The radius was too small, so you want to maintain a wide base. It's very important, because when you go here and now your feet get close together, your radius becomes much smaller and you don't have any balance. The wide base is huge on the run. So when you go here, don't be afraid to keep the distance between the feet, because now when you hit, your foundation is going to be stronger and you're going to be able to pull this way. The closer the feet are together, the less likely you're going to be able to pull this way. Momentum is going to be too strong. Okay, you caught that a little bit late. Yes, Karla, nice one. All right, now the final test, we're going to do the drill that we did in the beginning. Again, let's see if there's an improvement. All right, Karla, go. Short and wide. Good. Backhand. All right, lateral. Come on. Oh la la. Backhand. And deep one. So on the last one, you didn't get far back behind the ball. The ball got behind you a little bit. But interestingly, on the lateral one, you did a very athletic move, very like pro level. You kind of set the outside foot and went airborne. But on the deep one, you just gotta make sure that you're moving backwards and not
Okay.
too lateral, or the ball's gonna get ahead of you. All right, backhand. Short. Yes, backhand. Come on, lateral. Good, backhand. Deep. Yes, Karla, nice work. Karla, I feel like you're more comfortable playing the lateral one off your right leg. You just got a lot of muscle memory there. Do you think I'm correct with that assessment?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, you're uncomfortable letting this one come through here. And you're doing a pretty good job, playing it off your right foot, even when the ball is very defensive, when your momentum is still carrying you towards the right, so to speak. And you proved to me with some of those shots there that you're athletic enough and capable enough to hit that type of shot, because you were able to maintain your balance and hit a good forehand. So if you can pull that off, then by all means continue doing so. However, there are going to be circumstances where you really can't set, like it's truly on the run, like super emergency forehands, and there you will utilize this one because you just can't set. So it's good to practice both.
Okay,
as
cool.
far as the short and the deep one, you did a lot better than you did in the beginning.
Thank you, that was super helpful.
Nice work.